Hello, 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 hello. It is Tuesday night, and we're going to try and figure out something to do, at least when this thing loads, which is taking some god-awful amount of time. It says 28,000 patches. I hope I don't accidentally have Realism Overhaul installed. Let me just take a look here. Oh, yeah, that's why. That's why it's taken so darn long. Oh, man. Here's me, I should have been picking something else. Maybe that's the wrong one. I think that might be the wrong install that I'm using here. Let's take a look at this CCAN to see what's on this. I just want a fun little install for some fun gaming. Let's see how many real... Oh, actually, let's just take a look at game data. Oh, this is much more acceptable here. Yeah, let's actually just do this. Pardon me, we're still working on upgrading things. I want to make sure I have... we have Infernal Robotics, procedural parts. Procedural parts. So it's going to take that, of course. Procedural test weights, that's a good one. Okay, let's... and then... Yes, we're going to accept that. Add available updates, apply these changes, apply, and then we're going to run this one instead, obviously. Because the other one was going to take far too long. This makes far more sense. So yeah, I wonder if anybody is actually back, or have they been completely disturbed by the various chat and everything with Sky. Silent Searchlight is asking if you could suggest a mod. You could try and suggest a mod, and I might need... I'll think about it. What is the mod? Silent Searchlight. Because we are early. Time is early. Time is possible. We can maybe do things, or maybe not. I don't know. Slowly loading. Ever so slowly. And having a nice cup of tea, because obviously I was drinking Perpetual Motion earlier. Dr. Jet. Dr. Jet's Chop Shop. Rover Bodies, Deployable Sky Crane. Okay, sure. Is that it? Okay, we'll do that. And we'll need to shut the thing down and restart again. Apply. Anyone else have some mods that they want to get in? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Phew. Sounds like, oh, have I got Fire Spitter? Fire. Yeah, we got Fire Spitter. We're okay then. Okay, we're set. We are definitely set. The solar panels in that mod are amazing. They'd better be amazing after this amazingness enhancing thing. Stock real plane. Gap contract pack. Not sure I want any of those. Let's bring the chat up while we're late waiting for this to load. This is your chance to get in there and say things. I'm not sure what's on the docket for tonight. I was actually thinking of messing around with Infernal Robotics because there was some stuff that I had some ideas for. Specifically, I realized that I wanted to see if I could get some working linkages working using using Infernal Robotics. Fun idea, may not actually be that particularly, may not be particularly interesting, but I'd like to give it a try nevertheless. Mecha time. Yeah, to do mechs, I think what we need is... So I think one of the problems with Infernal Robotics and everything is the joint strength is always too weak, and they always end up too springy, but I figure maybe I can get away with using linkages. Only 37 off us. What? Kruka, Muchi Decat, Alice Tepes, Intro V7, Quantum Ran, Silent Searchlight, Turin Wheels 4x4, Surfing Ninjas, Born of a New World, or Borno Fane World. Yeah, not gonna get... We're too late for this one. The no gravity mod's easy. That's called a cheat, right? We're trying to figure out what I'm gonna do here. I want to see if I can make some linkages work to start with. So that's something that I've not really explored too much is pistons and things like that. But I have this idea that it may actually be possible, so we're gonna take a look. So the main thing what I'm talking about is in linkages is normally in Infernal Robotics you basically have hinges, right, like that, and the hinges, all the force goes through there, right, and because of the way Kerbal Space Program works, that's your only thing. But in real world, you might have two hinges that are working together, say like that. So that would be a kind of scissor lift, right? So you would have a loop there. Pardon me, I'm about to sneeze. No. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Woo! Let's start a new one. So I just had this idea for going around for a while to see if we could ever do this. Did I say start a new one? I said start new. Start new. Default. And link. Start. Build a Gangnam style. Try to... Mach 1 in the runway. Did you not see the... Oh, remote tech. Remote tech enabled. Close. There we go. Thanks. I've got it. Mach 1 on the runway. That's pretty easy. Right? Watch this. Sky, I'm not telling you what grade Sky's going into. She's both of Sky and Orion are well ahead of their grade levels in terms of reading. Ooh, what's this? A buzzer. Let's load it, see what it looks like. Now I'm curious. How's this thing powered? Oh, it says little things. Okay, Dr. Jet's Chop Shop. This is a stock vehicle. I'm going to give it a go, right? What is that building over by the runway? It's a building. It's part of Kerbal Construct. Oh, it's part of Curb Inside. Okay, let's try this. That doesn't seem to be working quite as well as we'd expect. We have no airflow apparently. Oh, there we go. It was inside the run. Whoa! Hey! Nice! We have these not making the right kind of sound, those turbines. But hey, at least this thing flies. So obviously, the first thing we got to do is fly it over by the local populace to show it off. Hey, look, how'd you like this plane? Good thing I rolled out of that. Okay, gotta keep... Hold on, gotta get chase cam. Chase cam is go. Oh, no. Chase cam. Now we'll turn around and we'll start to look for the very, very important... There it is there. Oh, crap. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Turned a little too hard. Okay, let's revert to the spaceplane hangar. Sorry, I get distracted by the planes that are already in this Dr. Jet Chop Shop? Dr. Jet Chop Shop. Suborbital taxi. Let's take a look. It's... Again, it does look a bit like a taxi. I wonder how... does this thing actually fly? Let's take a look at action groups. Very important to always look at action groups. Photovoltaic cells. Switch rapier mode is 3. Rapier engine is 4. Nerva is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're all ready to go. Let's try launching this thing. Does it fly to sky? Okay. This one is not cute at all, but, you know, it is... Oh, wait. Let's do this. It's air breathing mode. Stability control. Let's see, will this thing fly to space, or will it be doomed by the fact that it's not designed for Ferrum Aerospace? Who knows? Let's find out. It looks like a rocket with tiny, tiny wings. I'm not really sure it needs forward swept wings, to be honest, but never... Actually, I don't think I have Ferrum installed for some reason. At least it gets off the ground there. What did... Oh, we lost one of the wheels. Well, I guess... Now I'm actually interested. Do you think I can land this thing? I'm totally going to try flying this into orbit and then landing it. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, this thing needs to go steeper. It should go subsonic. If it's accelerating, then it's not going in a steep enough climb. Look look at these intakes here. It's like giant nostrils on the front. I totally think this is getting back. I just need to dump some fuel by, you know, flying it into space. I think that beer made me really, really, really sniffly. You cannot get into orbit using jet engines. I'm really sorry with the sniffles. I'm not sure what's going on here. The real-world analog to the Rapier engines is something called the Sabre engine, right? Which is the synergistic air-breathing rocket engine. It is a hypothetical concept which is being tested, but has yet to be proven, you know, truly successful. So I'm flattening this thing out. We're going to start picking up some horizontal speed. So that we got to break through the sound barrier and then we'll start rising again. Here we go. Sound barrier is broken. Now start pulling the nose up a bit. Because what's going to happen here is it's going to push us through. Now, do we actually have rocket fuel now I think about it? We have liquid fuel. We do have some oxidizer on board that will give us some extra thrust to get into space. I am clearly allergic to princess simulators. It is not really one of those things that I have a great deal of time with. No, it wasn't NASA, actually. It's a British company that is developing Sabre for a vehicle they are naming the Skylon. The main thing that they do is they have a heat exchanger which can cool down the air that essentially comes in at hypersonic speeds and chill it way down so that it is able to be used in a combustion chamber. Okay, now flatten out again. We're still getting air. I'm flattening out. Fuel flow is getting rather low, but our speed is still climbing. I'm gonna go horizontal here. Thrust is starting to drop off, but our specific impulse is still high. Oh, look at that. I think at this point, what I'm gonna do is pitch up. Oh, switch to the rocket engines and actually activate the nuclear engine. That will get us into space. And you know what? I don't know if I have any display information here. That's really funny that I've somehow managed to install a bunch of mods, but I don't have my usual Kerbal engineer or mech jab or anything to let me know when I've reached orbital altitude here. Okay, 45, 46. Uh-oh, that's not looking good. Okay, so we've burned out all our oxidizer here, so I should probably turn off the... Yeah, we've turned off those engines. Everything. Okay. And I'm gonna flatten out... Oh, no, 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 no. Hopefully... We have got 1 minute 20 seconds and we're still building up speed here. Still building up altitude. I think I might just pitch the nose up a little higher than that. Well, obviously we want to not have too much drag, but we want to make sure we get up into orbit here. So we've got this tiny nuclear engine that's pushing us. As I say tiny, no, it's not tiny. This highly efficient but not particularly powerful nuclear engine. Speed's getting higher. And we're really starting to pitch up here. Oh, X15 is totally workable in realism, realistic scale solar system if you want to do it. In fact, I believe somebody did a really good one using the drop plane and everything. You know, I often see lists of astronauts, and they're missing the one guy that did actually go to space in the X15, which is kind of sad, to be honest. Because, X15 was a pretty awesome piece of hardware that did some really cool stuff, and it's always sad when people get missed out because they didn't fly to space in a rocket. You're still waiting for my reaction to the smart solar panels. What are they? Do they have pictures of Derek Smart on them? Is that what it is? Do they talk about the power of his game developing experience and his knowledge of, over promising and under delivering? Because he certainly has that. That's why he's such an expert on Star Citizen, isn't it? Just kidding. Oh god. People on Reddit are gonna have that quote and they're never gonna let me forget it. They'll be like, "Oh, he hates us," or like, okay. No. No. We're doing just fine. We're getting into orbit. I should burn more of this fuel though. Yeah, this is nice. We're totally getting into orbit. Of course, this is actually kind of a realistic vehicle because there's this huge fuel tank between the people and the engine. The only thing is, at no point would you want to EVA at this point. This is a Clampatron. Okay. So we can dock. Here's the thing though, you would never want to have a docking port on the side of the ship if you had a nuclear engine on it, because the nuclear engine would essentially emit so much nuclear radiation that it would be suicidal to be near it. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna fly into space and then we're gonna... Oh, you know what we should do? Deploy these panels. There, we've got a solar panel coming out. That ought to keep us alive just a little longer. I'm really sorry for the sniffles. This is rather unfortunate. Nobody wants to listen to me going... Obviously, I'm exaggerating that because I wouldn't really do that in a stream. But, yeah. Okay, 50%, 50 around here, and we'll just bring that around and fire up the engines once we're aligned, just to circularize. And just keep it there. Keep it there, keep it there. Bring that nose up a bit. Oh, there, we got it. Okay, so now we need to figure out how to descend. The most annoying sound is someone chewing loudly. Well, wasn't there a restaurant that specifically made that part of their thing? Was that they would have microphones hooked up, and so you would be chewing foods that were specially chosen for their textures, the sounds they made. Okay, we're gonna do a descent here. Okay, just gonna check. The sun has in fact risen. Ooh, how pretty that looks. So, let's just see what we've got in terms of fuel. Liquid fuel. No liquid fuel. Liquid fuel. We get... Okay. Guess most of the liquid fuel is at the back, so hopefully this aircraft isn't completely unstable. Guess we'll find out. So I'm gonna slow down, and hopefully we'll come in over the space center and be able to bleed off velocity and everything and land safely. Okay. Let's see how this works. We'll switch around, and I'm gonna toggle that closed because we don't need it. I see. So Silent Searchlight is specifically talking about some of the parts that are in Dr. Jeb's chop shop. You can read some of this here. I wish I could leave it up, but unfortunately, well, I guess I can leave it up while we start to do the re-entry thing. Well, so Badram Live, have you heard about the proposal that came before the X-15? It was a plane which wasn't actually flown, but in pretty much every way it looked like the X-15. But the big difference was that the fuselage, instead of being made from Inconel, it was made from an alloy of zirconium, manganese or magnesium, and thorium. It was a radioactive spacecraft, not because it had a nuclear-powered engine, but because the alloy that they wanted to make the skin out of was partially radioactive. Wasn't enough to cause serious, health problems or anything. But I'm but it did, if you hung around on it or if you ate the plane, then you would probably get some thorium, radiation and stuff. Thorium, I don't know, whatever kind of radiation they have. And people are saying, well, Twitch replays stream chat. I don't upload this to Twitch. I upload it to YouTube. And then people on YouTube are always like, why don't we know what everyone's saying? We want the wisdom of the crowd too. We want to know exactly how many buttons people are asking you to push. Okay. I should probably fold away these solar panels, right? There we go. We have like reaction control systems and everything. Yeah, that is absolutely true. Thorium is less radioactive than the ash that comes off coal-burning power plants. People that are fans or people that fear nuclear power frequently forget the fact that coal-burning power plants, the ash that is collected, has all sorts of nasty crap in it, including radioactivity. Yeah. So, anyway, it's a really interesting design. It was supposedly able to do... would perform even better than the X-15. But the reason why it wasn't selected was because the military were actually really interested to see how cheaper alloys performed. They wanted they wanted a cold structure aircraft so that they could test things like ablative coatings and things like that. And that's one of the things that people they forget is, although they know the familiar black X-15 designs, when they were using it in the suborbital hops, the highest hops where they had the external fuel tanks as well, it was covered with an ablative coating, so that they could basically survive the whole re-entry process. The only thing was that after they flew it, the only way to replace the coating was to essentially burn it off, scrub it all off, and then paint it back on. So it would take months between each test, and so they only really did it once. But yeah, so there was external fuel tanks that a lot of people forget, and then there was this external coating that was used during the suborbital tests. Okay, man, I wish I had a sniffly thing. Sniff. Ooh, yeah. Do I have air brakes on this? I do have air brakes. Should totally deploy those, right? I thought the faster flight, the higher altitude and the faster flights were the same ones. Right? I had the idea that they were both the same. I mean, I've seen pictures of it anyway, right? Like, let's find it. I'm going to look it up. Yes, here's some images. There we go. That's what they looked like. You can Astronautics, by the way, great website. You should totally go there. They also had these external tanks on it. You see these tanks that are slung underneath it. That would give it much more endurance, so they could fly further and faster and higher and everything else. Yeah. They stretched the body and they added 2 drop tanks. They added all sorts of stuff, and yeah. Okay, where are we? We are still flying over the top here, and air brakes are not slowing me down nearly enough. I'd better apply more air brakes. Now, where did I put my chat? Okay, well anyway, the one pilot that exceeded 100 kilometers, he is the one that is always forgotten when there's lists of astronauts. He actually died. He was also the first US civilian astronaut, because he wasn't part of the US military at any point. He wasn't part of the US military when he was employed. He was employed purely by NASA for test flight. Okay, let's try this. Let's try some... hard turns here. I'm gonna try and keep these air. I'm gonna just keep these air brakes deployed. Oh wow, those things actually help keep the nose up a whole lot. It's a shame that it really isn't generating much deceleration. I just worry if I generate too much, then the thing will burn up. Or if I don't generate enough, the thing will burn up. So I'm going to try and turn the nose up a little. So we're providing some sort of lift. Oh, yeah. I like how these air brakes are basically red hot by the looks of things. I think that might be a bug. And now we're really slowing down hard. So we might actually do this. I think we'll bleed off enough speed. We're decelerating at about 1G. Hot, 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 hot. Okay, now I'm going to lift the nose up because we need to provide some vertical authority on this thing to stop disintegrating. Okay. Now where's my target? I swapped out my daughter for Kerbal, or just lost her. She's gone to bed. She had to go to bed. That was the deal. That Sky did want to play something, and then I said that it had to be a girly game that we could do silly voices to. And yeah, then so I said that she had to go to bed because she does have fiddle camp in the morning. Okay, come on. This is, oh dear. I don't remember the proposed delta-winged X-15. I do remember the drone that was going to get launched from the Valkyrie, but I never imagined that it was derived from the X-15, I guess. Super hot. Okay, so I think now we're getting some control of this thing. I can probably just like safely bring back these things and then just start turning. I'm going to start turning it into a dive so that I can bleed off the speed that I need to. I don't know if Sky saw that comment, and yep, can't honestly say, to be honest. It's like band. Yeah, it is. No, it's basically her and her friends. They get to play violin and practice and do it a whole lot. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. Now that we're going super slow, I'm going to do this. I'm going to dive, lose altitude much more quickly. And of course, we do have, I can turn off the nuclear rockets, right? And I can turn on these. They're in closed cycle mode. Now they're in air breathing mode. So we have engines that we can bring up as and when they are needed. When they may be needed very soon. Yes, I did hear what you said. I want to see if you can make an I don't know what an ODST drop pod is because I don't play Halo. Basically, I don't play Xbox games largely due to the fact that I own PlayStations, right? I don't own any Xbox and I've never had the time to play Halo. I mean, not saying that I don't like Halo. I've always been certainly interested in it. You know what I do find kind of funny though is that Cortana in in Windows 10, right, is essentially it's a sly nod to Cortana in Halo, right? But then Halo was actually introduced to the world. Does anyone know where Halo made its debut? Right? Does anyone know? It made its debut something like 17 years ago at a certain event. Does anyone know who was on stage that presented Halo to the world for the first time? Okay. I think I might need my engines. I have no idea how I'm going to land this thing. I'm going to try pressing F5. Marathon? Why is everyone saying Marathon? No, yeah, it was made by Bungie, and Bungie were known for doing games on the Mac, right? So they debuted Halo for Mac at WWDC and it was Steve Jobs that introduced it. So I do find it very interesting that Cortana does a lot to ape what Siri does, and of course Cortana was essentially first introduced to the world by Steve Jobs. I mean, I'm not saying that... I mean, the naming Cortana is really just like a marketing nod, but it's just kind of amusing. And, you know, it's actually a pretty solid product. Of course, we're going to continue to make our products better because that's what we do. Okay, now, I wonder how slow I can glide this thing. Because I've got to figure out how to stall this thing. Oh man, I gotta figure out how to slow this thing way the heck down so that we can safely land it. Oh, you know what? I need to do stability. This one. That's why my nose keeps dipping, is because I'm telling it to follow this. Okay, so once we get in low, I'm not actually going to land on the runway because I think there's too much clutter around the runway. I'm going to try and land behind the buildings, and that'll give me more time. And hopefully give me a chance to slow this thing down. I have no idea what I should do in terms of braking. Okay, we're still doing pretty good in terms of velocity here. I'm going to totally use the air brakes, don't worry. But what I want to do is get down essentially parallel to the ground. Right, so we need to maintain altitude here. And I've got this ready to go. We're going to basically slam... actually, no. You know what? oh, shoot. I'm going to set brakes, steering... brakes 0 for now. Because what I don't want is asymmetrical braking. 95. I might need to throttle up just a bit. Actually, this thing might just manage it. 56. A little more thrust here. Little more thrust. Too low, too low. More thrust. So we're dropping our speed down to 50 here, which is... oh, but we're definitely too low. Definitely too low. Gotta pick some height. 65. 69 is roughly where you need to be. 69. Okay, so I'm just gonna get myself over. And then here we go. 85. Thrust, air brakes. Okay, slow yourself down. Extra careful. Where's that? Where is that? Where's that? Hey! Look, we mostly got it down! Hey! I didn't kill everyone! Okay, so what was... I was gonna do some linkage thing, right? Revert flight to spaceplane hangar. That was kind of fun, actually. Okay, new. So, if I just start with SpaceX landing zone. Yes, SpaceX landing zone here. You know what? That's the problem. It's upside down. Oh, what the heck? There. I wonder if I can make this thing fly. Actually, here, yeah, we should try and make the SpaceX landing zone fly. Okay. Can you just explain what smart solar panels are? Because I'm kind of just I'm kind of distracted. Okay, SpaceX landing zone. Can this thing, can we make this fly? So, what we need is procedural solid rockets. That's a good start. Oh, darn, there's no way to attach those. Of course there's a way to attach those. There's never not a way to attach things. There better be a way to attach things. Why do you not want to attach to things? Damn it! Okay. I really want this thing to fly, but it doesn't have any way to attach to things. That's so unfair. Can I even attach like a... whatchamacallums? Structural parts. I totally forgot that I had this here. Structural parts will not attach. It's basically a giant part that is not useful. Okay, so much for that. They rotate around 2 axes, so that's not a smart solar panel. That's just a sneaky, carefully well-aligned solar panel. Okay, so I thought it would be something impressive, but apparently it's not. Also, we have the drone ship, and again, would be nice if I could attach something to it, but I bet you that feature has been denied. Yes. Denied. It's just like, hey, here. That's great, but not very good. Useful. See, look, it's just going to launch, and it's just going to sit there on the pad. Okay, yes. How interesting. I wonder if I can land a plane on that. What do you think? I'm totally going to try landing a plane on that. Editor. I don't think I have editor extensions, but I should. Maybe I have it installed. Let me take a look. Editor extensions. It's not available. It's not installed, unfortunately. That's fine. We're going to build another thing. Yeah, that would be cool, because then I could actually fit some rockets to that and try flying it to space. Instead, cargo drone. Now, I think this is the one. I think I can land this little tiny thing on top of that. I'm going to try it, okay? Landing a tiny thing, then land a bigger thing. It should succeed, ending with the bicycle plane. You mean the plane that I... Okay. There we go. Throttle up, and into the air, and throttle down. Okay. Does this have brakes? It doesn't have any obvious brakes. Oh, what? Wait, I went to the space thing and it removed it? What the heck? Where's my thing? I went to spaceport. I never said delete that thing. Man, that's so unfair. Yeah. I like how that happened. This must be a mod that does that. It's like I smashed into it and it bent it down. Oh, look, it's like a little doggy. It's begging. Oh, man, it didn't have enough power. Let's try one more time. This is just the silliest thing. Oh, man, I like it. Okay, throttle way the heck back again. Okay, let's see if I can land it on the roof here. Okay. That's good. Throttle up, throttle up, throttle up, throttle up! Okay. Hey! Oh, and we knocked it back into place again. I have no idea what was going on there. It was so cute, but we snapped its neck back into shape. Ah. But now its leg. It's got like one little broken leg here. Oh look, it's still able to sit up in its back. Okay, let's go back to the Space Center. Okay. I was going to do linkages. That's what I was going to try and do. I was going to try and it's a really kind of pointless thing, but I do need to. I do have some plans for this. So new, and we need like a remote guidance unit to start with, and I'm going to just like stick it like that, and then we should probably add. What I want to do to start with is like a hinge, right? And then the hinge we're going to have hooked up to some rotating bits. So let's just start with the hinge for now. Okay. Oh, actually, adjustable rail. Actually, I've never. Hydraulic cylinder pushes stuff away, right? Just want to see this. Okay. Window, we have. That doesn't work. This should go on that way then, huh? Okay, so that's what I'm going to use actually. So, oh, but I need that for surface attach. Okay, so in fact, so I'm just obviously trying to figure this out in my head. So this may take some time, and it may just be completely pointless. But I've just got some ideas about how to build things. So we don't need that. But what I want to do is have like a hinge type thing. So let's see this. Just wait a minute while I think about what I'm actually trying to do here. Oh, three-way structural hub. How interesting. Three-way structural hub. How pretty. Now I'm distracted again. Falcon 9 interstages, engine sections. No, we're not interested in that. We're not interested. What we want is some sort of twisty thing. We want some twisty tie. Twisty stuff, twisty tie. Yeah, some beer would help me think, but I'm also kind of busy. So we have the free moving docking washer, I believe, is the only one that works for us. So if I start here, what we do is if I grab that and rotate it in this direction. Oh, wait a second. So grab that and rotate it in this direction. There we get perfect rotation. Good. And the next thing I need is another docking washer. And I guess we'll put that one there. And again, we'll also rotate it. Yeah, so actually this needs to be attached to a docking washer as well. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I just want to like start experimenting with a few things. And then I can start building more complicated structures. But I need to get this idea figured out first. So that's that. And this needs to come up now because we need to attach it to a docking washer. Docking what? Oh, did I do a standard docking washer? That's a standard one. Wrong one! It needs to be the unpowered version. One of those. And one of those. And then rotate this. So these are basically free rotating parts, right? They don't provide any resistance. And that's kind of the essence of linkage structures, right? Where you essentially have a bunch of things interacting and the result is that you get... Okay, so that should work. And then what we need is a third part here to adjust, to connect these together, right? But obviously we can't connect them directly because the game doesn't allow those normally. So what you have to then do is use struts, right? Okay, so I want to test just how useful struts are in this case. So I'm going to do that. switch this up. This is really going to be underwhelming. Trust me. I'm just trying to figure it out. So we attach that there. And let's see what happens. Oh, you know what? I probably also needed some batteries. Let's actually just stick this on a launch tower, because that way it'll be guaranteed to have electrical power and all that stuff. Launch. Okay. Okay, so let's see if this geometry works as you would expect. Okay, look, so we actually have this working, right? So this is important, because this is how the gear works on the Falcon 9, right? So the Falcon 9, if you look, that's how the gear kind of extends out in a very similar way. Okay, so can I do anything else with this is the question. That's about as far as it'll go, huh? Okay, so come back, right? Revert flight to spaceplane hangar. I should make an XYF pogo. What's an XYF pogo? Link test. And then we'll do a new thing. What I want to do, actually, is create like a piston. That's what I want to create, like a vertical piston thingy, right? So that'll be the next thing I need to test. And we're going to need a spinny wheel type thing. So a docking washer is the first thing we're going to start with. We're going to stick that on the bottom. And again, we're going to rotate it 90 degrees after attach. So, you know, I can rotate it 90 degrees after attaching, but if you rotate it before attaching, it doesn't work. Now, next thing I want to do is add, this is powered, right? Hint, the red spot designates the fixed base. That's fantastic. And in here, 2 of those. Okay. I could stick like a procedural stack decoupler on this thing to make it big enough. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So I'm presuming that's attached in the correct direction. And then I'll just make it bigger. So we'll have a wheel. Oh, T2. Yeah, the gear on the Falcon 9 starts folded up flat, and then actually there's the piston comes out, and then it slides down. So I don't have a slide capability just yet, but we'll get. I'll think about it, right? Okay, so that works. Let's try that. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so we'll be able to turn that, and then what we can do is have a point that goes around this and makes a piston go up and down, right? You don't understand how the engineers work in Elite Dangerous. So in Elite Dangerous, engineers are basically dudes that do stuff for you. What you have to do is get to be their friends, their bros, and then they will give you access to... They'll tell you, oh, I can build something special if you get me this thing. This is the theory, right? Of course, odds are you're going to have to go and do some running around to look for materials, but when you get them, you can bring it back to them, and they will eventually help you out. Okay, so next thing I want to do is have something that goes up and down here. So I need a little... I need a rotating disc here on the end. We need that. So I'm trying to create like a piston from a car. So we're going to do this. One rotating spot on the outside. Because yeah, we're going to need that. Oh, this isn't Long Live the Queen. You're right. You know what, guys? I will go and I will fix that, right? Since everybody complains about these things, go to the dashboard, playing Kerbal space program. Random games. Update. There, see, I've hit update. If it doesn't work, then then Twitch is bust. We need wheels that are also inside of other wheels. We need lots of things. Yeah, I'll get to building Wankel style rotors. I think you're not serious about the idea of building a Wankel style rotor. I think you just want to use the word Wankel style rotor because you're weird like that. Take that off. And more structural things. I'm going to do the shorter structure in this case, right? Oh, actually, you know what? We need the shorter one here because... wait, it needs to be long enough? Yeah, that's the one that we're going to need. And in fact, I need to rotate this. I said rotate tool. No? Rotate tool? Oh, there we go. Rotate it. So we need to rotate that a little more smoothly. I'm going to put that in the middle. And we've got it. And then we'll attach another rotary thing to it there. Oh, did I use a docking washer? Oh, free moving. Yes, got to make sure you use the free moving. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to do that on there, and then stick the thing on the other side. So I guess we'll just put on some sort of fuel tank in there, right? So now we're going to do some clever tricks where I essentially move rotate these things into position, right? So this bottom one is going to get rotated 90 degrees. Right? And then we're going to grab this. Okay, now I've got to try something else. Grab this. And it should be able to rotate on its own. Back up. And then rotate it like a little more smoothly, I guess. And the last thing I want to do is extend this, I think. I want to make these things a little taller. So what I'm essentially trying to do is build a reciprocating piston system here, just to show that it's possible. It's obviously not going to be functional, but I'm just trying to work on concepts here. To see if I can build anything more interesting given time. There we go. That should hold it roughly in shape. Okay, let's see what happens. Lunch. Okay, so now if we go in here, yes, it actually fell through the constraining region because they're not attached. I should have thought about these things, but let's actually make this 100. I'm gonna try this. Okay, revert flight to lunch. Let's try this again. So I gotta figure out a way to make this thing constrained, even though it's not part of the same unit. Or it is part of the same unit. Internal collisions are going to be important for some parts of it. What is exploding there, I wonder? The fuel tank... how did the procedural stack coupler decouple? Because it... How come it explodes but the other things don't? Okay, great. Good to know. So I guess this procedural stack decoupler is a bunch of uselessness. So we need to find something else to go in here. Good thing I have many, many other options here, right? We have structural parts, which are big. Do we have a 3-meter structural part? I have a 2-meter. You know, I guess I don't really need a... it doesn't really matter what I have here. I'll just put a... where is it? 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 Oh, well, we have more docking washers here. I didn't realize that. I guess that's just because they're in 2 different locations. So I am just looking for this. I'll just take this. Okay. Okay, so you know what I'm going to have to do? First of all, there. I'm hoping that's connected to the right bit. Now we're going to rotate just that. Yes. Okay, so that's rotated into the right location. And I should be able to test this actually from here, right, to make sure I've got the right bit. Are we ready? Okay, so that's going to rotate around. And I can edit this actually. There's edits and stuff here where I can adjust speeds. No. Where do we adjust speed? New Rototron. Can I just adjust the speed here? Is that what it is? Speed. Yes, I feel the need for speed. Okay, so that one now needs to attach here. And then I need to rotate it. Okay, well, that's not quite ready just yet. And then, obviously, I have to rotate this bigger thing. Okay. Rotate that now. Put that mostly inside there. This might cause collisions. I don't really care. I'm just testing at this point. Oh, let's try it. Can I set up the movement? I could. I will actually want to constrain it mathematically. Like, I can set up the movement to be correct. You know what? I'm going to actually revert flight and make things taller, right? We're just going to make it taller. Maybe I should just make a slingatron. Have I built a slingatron before? Nice. What? I kind of like that. Let's actually go to the spaceplane hangar. Yeah, I wonder if we can make this work a little better. Okay, let's just ditch these other ones. Okay, let's just do this. I'm gonna make this a bit low, a bit bigger, right? And oh, what we need is a small mass on the, or a small structure on the end here. And then we'll attach the cubic octagonal strut, and then we'll attach like a decoupler. So the decoupler has to be situated in such a way that it won't interfere. And here's the hard part. Okay, the hard part is people are saying, a Silent Searchlight is saying, apparently when the F-14 was still in service, singing Highway to the Danger Zone was grounds for an immediate shoot-down. And I will point out that the F-14 is technically still in service. Yeah, the F-14 still in service, despite what propaganda might have you believe. Okay, so we need that, and we need some decouplers here. Little decoupler. And then do we have like test ballasts and stuff like that? Isn't that one of the things we wanted to get? I wanted to have an option for test weights and things like that. Aerodynamic blister. Ooh. Nice. Falcon interstage, payload adapters. Maybe it's in fuel tanks that we have, you know, weights. I wanted to have like a test mass or something. EVA items. Oh yes, of course. Davy Kerman's Qatar. Comtech, utility stuff. I want to find something that's like dense, that will fly well. That's the thing, right? I thought I had the procedural masses and stuff attached. Oh, you know what? Maybe I threw it away, now I think about it. Okay, well, we'll just leave that for now. Procedural liquid tank, procedural RC. I could do a procedural liquid tank. Let's do that. And then, yeah, procedural tank. Okay, we'll do that. And in fact, what we will do is make it a fillet cylinder. Or a filet cylinder. Make it spherical. There, that'll look the part. What about an ore container? That's a good idea. Actually, I often forget about ore containers, but can you actually launch an ore container if it's full? Okay, so that's it kind of hanging there. And this is kind of hanging there. And I wonder if I can make this go faster by clicking on it. And that's remote guidance unit. I don't want that. No, you're not going to let me select my docking washer. Apparently it's not going to let me select that. Okay, well, never mind. Let's just start it. Nice! 27 meters per second on there. Uh-oh. Wait, I'm not out of electric charge, am I? No. Hey! There it goes! Not bad, actually. 200 meters high. Although I guess actually we're 65 meters up to start with. Okay, so can we do better than that? So first thing, obviously, I could do is make this longer or something. Or I could just make the whole thing faster. I think I want to start by just making this faster, right? So, speed 10, 11, 12. What do we think? 30? Let's try this. I could decouple the piston, but so it collided and used the wheels to hold on. Once again, back with the incredible. So it's going to accelerate up to speed. That's kind of cool, but yeah, we obviously lost the part before it broke. It's a thing flinger. So I mean, maybe we should try building like a proper slingatron, right? Where we do things like this. Okay. That elbow type joint is actually pretty good in terms of having an elbow is very, very useful here. So what I could do, certainly, I'm just going to grab this and rotate that into the neutral position to start with, right? And then similarly, going to try and rotate this into the neutral position, right? And then we're going to lift the whole thing up a bit more. Because, you know, being too close to the ground isn't helping us. Kerbal siege weapons. You want me to fling an aircraft? Why don't we try have a spinny thing that throws an aircraft into the air, right? Oh, that, of course, folding it up doesn't help. You know, actually, that's a fun idea, right? That's a fun idea there. Silent Searchlight is really all about these fuel tanks that are designed for use on landers. What's so special about them? I'm sorry. Like these things? No. These toroidal ones? Okay. So they're designed for like upper stages. Yeah, okay. I can see why that people would like that. I mean, they look kind of cool. They certainly look like they could be cool. So yeah, let's actually do this. Sling assisted takeoff. Yeah, let's do a new thing, right? So new and I'm just going to use this as the thing. So I wonder, can we use pistons as catapults, right? So I have a telescopic piston and hydraulic cylinder. How do these things work? We have this, or do we do multiple ones? Can I do... It doesn't want to connect. So if I bring this up, can I... That's going the wrong direction, apparently. How interesting. Okay. So that would go super fast. Now, can I make these things way faster? Oh, it can scale this up, right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm totally just going to scale this thing up, right? So max, min, speed, acceleration. Needs lots of acceleration. Like lots of speed, lots of acceleration. Let's just make these 50, right? There we go. Okay, so there's that, and then scale it up, and then I'm going to ditch this. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Ditch this. We don't need that. So now, when we try to launch, this thing should go boom, right? So now we have like a super fast thing that, right, that goes very fast. Can we push something up to launch speed with that? Obviously, we're going to attach this to some launch clamps because otherwise we're just going to hammer things into the ground. I'm going to attach... Can I attach the launch clamps directly to the cylinder? No, I can't. Well, this is not going to work particularly well. We just know this is going to be a disaster. But what a glorious disaster it could be. Structural. Let's attach some of these things to this. Okay, that should hold it still while it's firing. And then we need to put a rocket on top, right? We need to put a test payload. And I guess we just need something suitably lightweight on top. I wish... I'm going to just save this. Piston! And you know what, actually? You know what? I think we should make this even bigger still. Yeah. That's more like it. Speed is about right. Can I make it bigger still? No, that's as big as it's going to let me get it. But it will go fast. There. So that should be enough to, like, launch whatever we want. It is kind of like the harp cannon, isn't it? I should actually see just how powerful this thing would be. Maybe we'll just put... I guess actually what we should do is decouple the item first, right? So we'll put... we need a decoupler. Where's a decoupler? Decoupler... on the top. And then we'll have like a test payload on there, right? A test payload will be super simple. It'll be like a nose cone or something. Aerodynamics. Falcon Heavy nose cone. Not quite the nose cone I wanted. I want a nice conical structure. Something for the ages. Something that we can be proud of for years to come. Okay, let's try that. Launch. Would the Kerbal tubes mod work for a barrel? It might. Make the test payload a Kerbal. Maybe we could. Okay, so let's actually just try... Wow, okay, that actually was too efficient. Revert flight. I haven't. No, we're not going to be talking about that tonight. People are asking about talking about politics, and of course, I'm going to say hell to the no. Right, ready? Okay. Wow, that apparently doesn't work very well. Let's try that again. Apparently, all those things just don't work. We definitely need a Kerbal, but I think these struts are going to be causing trouble, so I need to attach these struts to the base. Okay. Okay, try this again. Just to the base. Maybe that will make it better. Oh, man. What we have here is a failure to launch. People keep saying, build plane, build plane. I'm like, no. Okay, let's try this one more time. And that's really interesting. This is what happens when I do this. What is that? What? Okay. There's no such thing as a failure to launch, just happy little accidents that we can learn from. Yes, because you know the best way to learn about integer overflow is by trying to launch an Ariane 5 rocket, right? And then realizing that your software, which worked perfectly well for 16-bit registers, doesn't work so well when you try to put a 64-bit value in it. Okay. Once again. Okay. Yeah, look, it's not working. This is not cool. I'm like, this works so well in the... Oh, close. Okay. This is not fun. Why does this not... Why? I just want to make sure that it's like not... I'm just going to take out the struts just in case, right? Ew. Obviously not getting anywhere at this point. We're just messing around with robotics and bad things happen. Yeah, it just doesn't work. I mean, that was pretty hopeless. The way it's just kind of floating around here. It's not sure what to do here. And we're out of power now. Yeah, we definitely have some scaling problems with this, I think. Make a mech with a trebuchet for a weapon. Oh, actually, you know, we could try building a literal, you know, we could try building a catapult where we have a something with, we could use struts maybe to tension it. How about that, right? Let's see if I can come up with a design to do that. And of course, I've just eliminated what I just did, so things are probably going to be working terrible again, right? But I'm going to try shooting something upwards. So let's start with another basic design once again. So 4 of these, reaction control R, X, C, X. What the hell are you thinking? There There we go. Okay. 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 So anyway, next thing we're gonna do is attach this. Yeah, that's so what I can do here. Okay, here's my plan. Right, is I'm gonna put like these. I need some inverse robotics. So what we'll have is powered hinges. Right, the powered hinges will go here. No, 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 no. They're like this, like this, like this, like this. How familiar am I with tabletop role-playing games? Not a huge amount of familiar. I'm probably relatively unfamiliar as these things go. Okay, so anyway, we are going to continue. What we're going to do here is now attach these together. So, and then these will all have... We're going to attach them somehow to this thing, right? That's the next plan. Okay. So actually, I think what I'm going to do... I'm really trying to think hard about this. We're not building a mobile hamster wheel just yet. I think I need to actually make this longer. So what I want to do is basically have like a crossbow where we have arms that fold outwards, and as they fold outwards they add tension to the middle, and then we'll snap it and the thing will get thrown upwards. That's the idea. That is the grand plan. But maybe it's not going to work, right? Well, let's figure this out. Okay. There we go. Oh, that interesting. Beware the crossbow, they kill princes. They can also kill princesses. There we go, yes. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to detach this, because you want to have some tension and then you need to release the tension, right? That's the real hard part. And I could... Do I have the parts for Kerbal attachment system? I mean, I do have the parts for, like, Kerbal attachment system. So this could prove more complicated than I'd imagine. But, you know, that's part of the fun, to be honest. Anyway, because we need some proper strengthening, we'll attach these on the end here. And we'll attach these here. And then we're going to go for robotic parts. Like this. Okay. I've played Besiege before. I'm not very good. I mean, I actually thoroughly enjoyed playing Besiege, but it wasn't like something that I was particularly fantastic at. Like, I didn't have the amount of time that it took to really make this happen. Okay, so these things, we'll bring them in to that. So that's like their starting position, right? And we want something that will hold, like, so we need a way to have these things secured together, and then also have a way to unhook this. I'm just struggling to figure out how I would make... I guess actually, let's just start with the basic idea, right? Where we'll have these things hooked in via via the rotating thing. So we'll do that. We're going to do this, and then I'll just make them move really fast, and then it'll throw stuff up, right? So we're going to take docking washers again, stick those on the end, bingo, and then we need to have we want to put some stuff on the end here, like octagonal struts. That's a good idea. Bingo. Okay, so that's what we're going to attach to this. So these now need to be rotated by 90 degrees again, so that their parts rotate, right? That's the idea here. The flywheel-based slinger is called well, there's a slingatron is what I've always thought of. Okay, so these things now, I'm going to attach these on here. And I can actually slide these inwards so that they line up a little better. So we want to make them roughly line up in the middle, because we're going to have a plate underneath this that will support the payload. That's what's going on. Okay, so these... So that's how this is going to start. And then one of them is going to have a payload plate. Both of them are going to have payload plates that are attached to each other. And then they're going to be bonded together with, with struts. And then we're going to put something in the middle that will get detached and then should magically fly into the air when we tell it to. That's my plan. And I have no idea whether it's going to work. But you know what? I don't care. Bingo. Bingo. So now let's see what happens here. Oh, obviously that doesn't work. But what I need to do is modify the speed of these things again, like make speed, very fast, and acceleration very high, and very high, very fast, and we'll call it slinger. And then I'm going to attach just a tiny, I guess I could attach a payload on both sides. That's what we'll do, right? So that way we're guaranteed to have some payload in there. And we'll just put it on with, I don't know what we'll attach it with. Oh, we can of course scale things down. That's what we'll do, right? We'll stick these in. And scale smaller. Oh, look at these tiny little things here. They're but, ooh, how cute they look. So if I just attach them here, and then we'll attach some spherical payload or something to both of them. Xenon containers. Oh, wait. Let's do the xenon containers. Oh yeah, wait, I can't attach those radially. Thank you, not. Let's attach the... Don't you want to attach to these things? Okay, I guess that is you actually attach to these things. Scale. Okay. So that's these, and then the force, decouple force is why I want to decrease here, right? Force percent, 0. Let's just see how this works. Clear the runway and proceed. We have something fantastic to happen. Yeah, so SpaceX will be attempting another barge landing tomorrow. which will be interesting if they manage it with all the usual things, but entirely likely that they will fail it. So that's all to be expected. Okay, so we've got some payload sitting in there, and let's see if hitting this button actually makes it go flying. Are we ready? Oh, that's interesting. That is very interesting. That was what I wanted to see. It turned too fast. The last barge landing they failed was a good amount of time ago. Okay, well, we've just wasted a ton of xenon gas there. It's a boat, not a barge. You're right. They're on a boat. They're on a boat. Take a look at them. They're on a boat. Yeah, SES-9 was the barge failure. Jason was also a barge failure, but it was under different circumstances. Why doesn't that work? That's so unfair. Like, come on. I worked so hard to create this, and then this is just not providing the force that I need. I guess I'll try a little less acceleration. That's the best I can think of. We know Lonely Island. Come on. Like, didn't you see that the first time SpaceX actually landed a rocket on a boat? I was like, someone needs to remix this, and then, someone posted it to Twitter, and then Elon Musk retweeted it, and then he very quickly deleted the tweet. And I was like, yeah! Oh. Okay. What is so unfair? Wow, it's like so... Yeah, it just, like, at that point it snaps. It's just like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. Yeah. No, it's a free moving docking washer. So these parts are free rotating, right? I just thought, I think he realized that it was a little too racy, and therefore not something that he should be associated with as a CEO of a corporation that is doing work for NASA. I think that's really what it is. I don't think it was anything to do with the record label. I think the record label probably thought it was funny. No, I just think that it was perhaps not the best piece of PR for SpaceX, so they decided to not include it. I'm trying to do this without rockets. We've pretty much done this whole session without rockets. Okay. I guess if I do this, maybe I can replace it with a docking washer that rotates. Maybe the docking washer will be stronger. At least the docking washer, I can have it torqued in multiple directions. So the docking washer is a somewhat useful way to do this. See that? Dingo. And then attach these things. Why are you attaching there? This thing is a little confused about what's supposed to be here. I can never remember the rotations of this thing. Come on! Oh, you're... Come on! Oh, you got it, you got it, you got it! There, okay. Okay, docking washer speed again. We'll put some speed on this thing. And I'm going to rotate it once again. Whoa! Oh, wow. Okay, 0. And then these probably... Okay, I'm going to rotate these two things as well. Rotate, grab, rotate, and then we've got to attach all the attachy things. Oh, but I got to do the translatey things as well. Let's do the translatey things first. I mean, I don't see that this is going to work any better, but I'm giving it a try. I've always been of the opinion that the hinges were absolutely rubbish. There we go. Yeah, CRS... okay, yeah, CRS 9 will be another another station landing, so they can afford to do return to launch site for that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do for this, we're gonna add struts, obviously. So I think this is attaching to this side technically. That may not work, but I'll give it a go. And I can stick the stuff out the other side of this, right? Where is it? We're going to have one of these. So we can attach it in multiple locations, right? And because we're doing that, we can add more bracing. So that might give me the purchase I need to make the thing torque best. This is just one of these things that's very hard to do with Infernal Robotics. In theory, it's nice. In practice, it's never quite worked out. Clear the runway and proceed. Yeah, well, I have to say that CRS 7... No, wait, it wasn't CRS 7. What? Never mind. CRS 7 was pretty spectacular for the wrong reasons. Okay, here we go again. Will this work? Yes. We have to put a Kerbal on that, don't we? We have to figure out how to put a Kerbal on that thing. Okay. So obviously, what we need to do is lift this thing up, and we need to have a Kerbal standing there somewhere. Let's do this. We'll get rid of that. And we can put command seats on here, right? So I can like stick a pair of command seats on. And then we'll have a pair of these little command pods. And we can attach these off to the side. Command pod. There we go. Now, we want to have little stairs to bring them to their destination. I should probably add stairs to this thing. Okay, so now... It's so hard to get the perspective on this thing. So there's that, and now we deploy these ahead of time to extend the ladder. And because it's extended downwards, I can now grab the rotate tool and rotate it to a more useful rotation. Okay, this one, I think we need to fix the symmetry on this, so I guess what I'll do is grab this Apparently I've gone and hidden the chat or something like that. I don't think I can remove... Look, okay, we're going to have one Kerbal on there. Let's just see how this works. Let's see how amazing this could be. I wonder if Elon Musk is spying on Copenhagen, the suborbitals. You know what? You know what the Kerbals go? Is they go nowhere because there's no Kerbals on board. Due to unfortunate miscalculations on my part. Okay, we need to actually put people in it. And jab and bill. Launch. I don't think they'll go up to 200 meters. No. I almost certainly don't think they're going to get up to 200 meters. So, EVA. Oh, you're the correct one. Now, how do we get him? Okay, you know what? Hack gravity. There we go. I like how he can EVA around even though he doesn't have this. Okay. Oh. There, we've got one. We'll just let Jebediah get in there as well. Board that. Okay. Hit F5, Alt F12. Let's unhack gravity. And you know what I could do actually is apparently I was going to say I should be able to right click on this, but maybe I've got the wrong part selected, but nope. Apparently I can't. Oh, that's what it is. Rename. Toggle leave seat. Okay, so I'm going to have the leave seat buttons ready to go, right? Bill Kerman, ready to go. You ever notice this, by the way, you can transfer EVA propellant between Kerbals? Okay, next thing we're going to need to do is spin this thing up to speed. Okay, they're... Whoa! Did one of them go? I think I need to reload that. If I have no idea what this is. Oh, man. But I should actually build like a spinny thing that spins them around and has a launcher on it. Okay, once again. Oh, that's one of them. And I guess the other one just died. But you know what? We should take a look at this, him. Yeah, he's there. Oh, look. Let's see what happens when he walks into this. Oh. No! Oh. It's terrible. I am a terrible person. At least they're not dying, right? Now let's go through the other side. Like he'll step in here and see what happens. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, I've had enough of this. Let's revert flight to spaceplane hangar. This is just really, really simple. Oh, man. This was utterly pointless, isn't it? It really... I'm going to call this pizza cutter. Save. And I do have a new idea for something new. So once again, back with the base. And once again, the docking washers do appear to be the superior option, I have to say. I'm gonna actually make the acceleration much, much slower. And we're gonna make the speed much, much higher. Because I have a silly plan for something. Oh, just you wait. Just you wait. Okay, we get that. And then the next thing we need is like a procedural tank or procedural structure or something. Oh, you know what? Procedural structural element. Procedural structural element. And we're going to make your length about that. Maybe about that. Maybe about that. $30 meter? How big can we make this? Wow, it just keeps getting bigger, huh? I wonder how well this works then. So if we stick on... Obviously, I want to stick on a pair of these. Oh. Yeah, there is one over there. Okay, so we're going to stick on these. Because we need to balance it. And then we're going to have a pod. And you know, I think actually what I should do is put on like 4 of them. Yeah, there we go. Let's just Wheel of Death. Oh, wait, I forgot something. I forgot the actual Kerbals, didn't I? This isn't going to fly because it doesn't have any Kerbals on board. What I want to do is have a number of Kerbals sitting on board. Oh, everyone. Yay. Okay, launch. It is kind of like a Kerbal centrifuge. But it's more like a Kerbal challenge. So I'm going to run someone into the middle. Jebediah Kerman, EVA. Okay. He's going to run into the middle. And we'll see what happens when we spin this thing up to speed. So he's going to stand roughly in the middle. Okay, so this. And servo control says on. And it is starting to rotate. Anyone want to see how fast it ends up getting? Oh, he's just like it's actually standing. He's standing still as it moves around. So like if he moves to the outside, like will he start to get spun off, I guess is what I'm wondering. I was hoping it would get faster and faster. I mean, the idea is that it is going to get faster and faster, right? But he's clearly not falling off at any point. Because he's not feeling any force, so he's not feeling any acceleration here. See that? Oh, there we go. Oh! That's what I was wanting to see. Oh, yes. Oh, man, this thing stopped. What do you mean? Why are you stopping? Oh, wait. Is it not attached anymore? Did we break the thing? Oh, wait. This thing here... Hold on. Is different. No, no, it is separate there. How about I spin it in the other direction? It is showing as rotating here, but I think it's broken, basically. And yes, another creation that absolutely failed to do anything. Let's see if I can get in here and make it just spin up faster. Speed needs to be faster, and the acceleration can be a bit faster. Okay. Oh, and hey, actually, I hadn't realized we can scale up this this unit to make it perhaps grip better. That might be a better plan. And then if we attach these, can I... Okay. Oh. What the heck? Well, that didn't work too well, did it? Let's see if it works now. Well, let's just start it spinning now. Jab can go out. I think the... I think what's happened is we've reached some sort of resonant moment in the servo control world. Wow, he just didn't even get a chance there. Okay. No. Okay, so you know the big problem was definitely those struts, so I think we just have to get rid of those struts. Okay, struts are gone. And we're going to leave that. Try landing a plane on it. I was actually thinking that we could have a plane that takes off from it. Can you get it to be tilted? Yes, you could. We could do all sorts of things. There are many, many options for this. Oh no, once again, it's broken. Why is it oscillating like that? Without the struts? So I'm guessing what's really happening is that we're rotating way faster than this thing can ever manage, and as we rotate too far, it snaps to the other direction. So there's like a resonant frequency that we can probably find that will let us mess with this. I wonder if I can actually... I can't right click on it, it's not going to work. Stop! Oh, you know, actually, maybe I can right click on it. Ah, here we go. Let's try reducing the speed. Maybe we can hit the resonant frequency of this thing. So there's clearly some resonant speed where things will just go nuts. I think that's building. How about 16? Yeah, 15. You know what, actually, what I should do, now I think about it, is we'll just stop this, right? Stop. Hold to the default position. Yeah, then it goes nuts again, right? So we need to find what that speed is. That's what the idea is. So now we'll start it again. Go on, spin around. Spin around, spin around, spin around. So that's it, like the base rotation speed. Then if I tag this, we can increase the speed and watch it. Wait, why is it going backwards? That doesn't make any sense at all. I thought there would be some sort of resonance frequency for this thing, but it just doesn't know what to do here. Notice how this thing is twisting around underneath it as well. Okay, I give up. I give up. I'm going to have to spend more time with Infernal Robotics. I really will have to spend far more time with Infernal Robotics, and I do have to say farewell, good night. See you around. Because, yeah, that will have to be the end of tonight. And I'm gonna see you some other time. Yeah, we could build a giant roulette wheel, couldn't we? But that will be some other time. Until then, I'm gonna have to say I am Scott Manley. Fly safe, you know?